The channel and the videos that I will be creating will primarily deal with two significant topics. The first topic will be biblical criticism. Biblical criticism whose aim is to argue that it is absurd to say or believe that God wrote the Torah. And why is it absurd? Because how is it possible that God, who created the entire world, all the galaxies, this whole wonderful universe, all this magic, the human brain, the fish, the flowers, the bees, would suddenly write a confused book with many contradictions and a lot of morality that doesn't belong to the modern world, but only to the ancient culture? So that's the first topic, biblical criticism. The second topic is the Talmud. The Talmud was created in the first centuries CE by the sages of Sura, Nehardia, and Pumbedita. That's the Babylonian Talmud, those who lived in Babylonia. And I, in the videos, will show and prove that the sages were not only not wise, but they had a very, very low level of thinking, because there is no method, no order, and no philosophy in the Talmud. Even Maimonides, in the Guide for the Perplexed, says there is no philosophy in the Talmud. Professor Jacobson as well, who is a Talmudic scholar, says there is no philosophy in the Talmud. So these are the two topics I will address in the videos. Hello, I am Yaron Yadan. I was an ultra-Orthodox rabbi from the Lithuanian stream. I was the head of a kollel, an expert in halakhic rulings, and during my studies I came to the conclusion that the Holy Scriptures and halakha are human creations, and that their morality does not fit the modern world. And that's also the reason I wrote two books. One of the books is The Religion Has Risen Against Its Creators, which shows one could say, the wicked morality that the sages established in the Talmud. Since I am an expert in halachic rulings, I brought all the laws that relate to a non-Jew, how Jewish law treats a non-Jew, how it treats women, how it treats secular Jews, and how it treats animals. The second book is The Sages in a Different Light. I presented 273 topics from the Babylonian Talmud that demonstrate the shallow and low-level thinking of the sages, even their coarseness of spirit. They speak in a blunt manner, deal with marginal and unimportant subjects, and their questions and answers reflect a very low level of reasoning. These are the topics that I will talk about in the videos. I would really appreciate it if anyone who knows someone who might be interested would send them the link to this new channel, which will be entirely in English, because we will be conveying everything I say in Hebrew. We will convey it in English, and maybe later on also in Russian. So I'm happy, really happy to open a new channel in English. I have a bachelor's degree in Judaism and philosophy and a master's degree in education. I currently have 8 children and 7 grandchildren, and I would be happy for you to join me on this journey of biblical criticism and to argue that it's absurd to claim that God wrote the Torah and that the level of thinking of the sages is actually very low, lacking the ability for true critical thinking. So welcome to my new channel.